Hey guys, so I'm presenting on the Afghanistan War, which was from 2001 to 2014, so very recent. I'm going to start us off with a link, which I actually need to get out of this browser to go to. So, oops, sorry. Oh god, okay. Sorry. I apologize for the pause. My Firefox is not loading. This is just going to give you a nice little overview of some things that I'm going to talk about. If it loads.
Yeah, it's the internet, that kind of stuff.
Can you guys hear it? Ooh, wait, what is... Oh god.
History.
Sorry guys.
Sorry.
I was trying to fix the volume.
The sound.
Where's the sound cord?
No, don't bother.
Oh.
Something different. The internal microphone's not.
Sorry about that. I didn't expect this. Like, I can't. Okay.
Yeah. See?
Oh.
October the 7th, 2001, the first NATO airstrikes hit Afghanistan. 10 years to the day since the launch of Operation Enduring Freedom, and the fighting continues. A decade of war has claimed the lives of over 2,500 international soldiers, including hundreds of British troops. The conflict began with two clear aims: finding Osama bin Laden and overthrowing the Taliban government that was supporting him and protecting him. The second of these was quickly achieved. By the end of 2001, the Allied-backed Northern Alliance had conquered Kabul and gained control of Kunduz and Kandahar, the last Taliban strongholds. Soon after that, a new interim government was sworn in, with Hannah Afghanistan as its leader. While bin Laden remained elusive and searches in his Torah cave complex returned nothing, US-led nation building met with little resistance and moved along to the pace. 2004, Afghanistan got its first democratically elected president in over a quarter of a century after Karzai swept to victory in nationwide elections. Compared with what was to come, the Afghanistan war was by then largely a bloodless conflict. Global attention and military resources had moved west to the invasion of Iraq and its aftermath. Afghanistan became the forgotten war. But that would soon change. some experts, it is unwinnable relative to the world society. High-level assassinations persist. The plot to kill President Karzai was foiled earlier this week. British soldiers continue to pay the ultimate price in their attempts to stabilise the country. With 382 British troops having fallen since 2000.
So I'm aware that it talks a lot about the British, but I also thought it did a really nice overview of the war in general, so that's why I'm showing that and not a video that is from the U.S., because that's a British news source, I'm pretty sure. So I just wanted to show you guys where Afghanistan was. And I guess during a lot of the battles, it was really hard to tell where Afghanistan was and where Pakistan was and where you were crossing that border. So that was a struggle during quite a few battles. And you can see that's very hilly and everything, so that also really affected our military. So it was triggered by 9/11, and they had 3 goals, and they wanted to make sure Al-Qaeda couldn't use that area to plan another attack similar to 9/11. And their 3 goals were to destroy Al-Qaeda training camps, bomb the Taliban military installations, and hunt down Osama bin Laden. And so they were pretty successful with doing those things. They did hunt down Osama bin Laden. They, as you heard, they were able to disband the training camps, but there's still work to be done. Some of the major figures were Mark Sedwell, who was NATO's top representative in Afghanistan. Hamid Karzai, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, was president of Afghanistan. Barack Obama in 2009, he increased the number of U.S. troops, but then he took them out in 2014. And then George W. Bush, who sent the troops to Afghanistan in the first place. There's a lot of controversy over if George W. Bush did the right thing by sending the troops. I'm not really sure where I stand on that, but there is a lot of controversy. So major events during the war. The 9/11 terrorist bombing, because that was a major trigger to the war. The Operation Enduring Freedom, which was the beginning of the war. So we had the trigger, and then we had the actual beginning of the war. In 2009, NATO agreed to hand over Afghanistan to the U.S. and Australian troops. So they were going to get total control of the area, which Afghanistan then gets back in 2014. And then in 2011, Osama bin Laden is killed, which was a huge thing. I'm sure you guys all remember that, too. Yeah, that was a big deal. Impact of the war. It was America's longest war. It was around 13 years long. There has been progress made. The war did promote some progress, but there still needs to be more done. It's not completely done. They did lead and they gave it back to Afghanistan, but there's still issues now, which I'm sure we'll hear about in our next presentation. We'll relate. And then there was no clear winner of the war. So the U.S. did feel like they did a good job, but it's not clear who won the war and if there was a winner. So that is my presentation. That was way too short.